Hi. Hi, Luminaires. How are you this fine day? I hope everybody is doing well. My name is Jamie Butler. I'm the Everyday Medium, and I'm hanging out in Atlanta, Georgia today at the office. I have my kitten with me, so if things turn off, break down, or whatnot, it might not be technical issues. It could just be large kitten who is eating cords. What are we doing? As I just said, there go the lights. Okay, well, let's talk this through. I wanted to get together today and talk about tools that energy sensitive people need. And I know the word need is a really big word, and I'm going to separate need versus wants as he continues to attack everything. Let me just show you the tornado behind all the issues. Say hi, Leroy. He's just a kitten still. What? Okay, go. I can't leave this alone. He's got to learn. Anybody else out there training a puppy or a kitten? Yay, I'm not alone. Let's do this. Don't do it, Leroy. I know it looks really good, but don't do it. I just gave him a whole bunch of treats too. I hope I just didn't train him that you get treats if you come in here and tear up the wires. So let's talk about the difference of needing and wanting. So I sat down, I really thought about this. Like, what do we need as energy sensitive people? What tools to help us like have awareness of what's going on with us? How to know if it's our stuff versus somebody else or something else or the environment's energy influence? How do we get resilience? Because there's a lot of high frequency stuff happening in the world. We can get into that a little bit if you'd like to. And how do we get confidence around of our own skills? Like, these are the things I'm looking at to say, this is what we need to be able to do that. And then what do we need to help us but help us stay in touch with our abilities on a day-to-day basis? So like a regular routine or hygiene, or just stay present in the moment. So I found 4 things, but I'm going to talk about 2 today. And today I'm going to talk about learning, like needing, the big word, needing to read energy, perceive and read the energy, get the information that's around you. That is a skill we need. So if you haven't jumped on that journey, just listen in, tell me your thoughts, and see if it resonates with you. The other thing that I want to talk about today is energy healing, how to work and manipulate, shift, or change energy, which is what we call healing. And I like Reiki. It's kind of a basic life force energy engagement, but there are so many other wonderful modalities. Now, the other 2 that I'm not going to talk about today, but I think are very important, is compassionate communication. What are the words? How are you communicating with yourself? I'm going to teach that class again, but that's not going to be until next year, January. So look for it. So compassionate communication. So we have reading auras, no subtle light energy, healing modality, which I use Reiki, compassionate communication. You would have thought I would have written notes down. And the 4th one, I was like, oh yeah, that's really important. Is this just show my 52-year-old mind where it was like, we thought about that, but we didn't write it down. So the 4th one, it is going to come to me. I know it is. Not yet, but when it does, we can all celebrate this together. See, this is what makes like live streaming so much fun. If I recorded this, it would be all snappy and put together, and it wouldn't just be as silly as this. I like silly. Okay, let's talk about the first 2. The getting to know energy, or auras, learning how to perceive it, whether that's see it, hear it, know it, feel it, smell it, taste it. I mean, there's so many different versions of how to perceive subtle light energy. And then understand, what in the world are you perceiving? What does that information translate into? I love it. Fuzzy Tiger Cat is like, getting old. Oh my God. I just watched my 20-year-old son do this. He walked into a room and he stopped and he was like, what am I doing here? And I was like, oh my God, this makes me feel so good. And not that, but it was funny. So, energy awareness. If you're interested in learning any of these tools, I am going to be teaching the Learn to Read Auras class. That's coming up pretty soon on October 8th. And it's going to be an 18-week series. So I'm not going to wrap it up until the end of January, but 6 of those classes are done at home. So there's a lot of free time in that class to really absorb the information that you're working with. I find that when I teach classes about our psychic or intuitive abilities, and if I cram the information in and I teach it too fast, we just lose each other. So I like to provide a lot of room to sit with it, ask questions about it, practice it, and then come back to, is he going to go to sleep? We don't know. Come back to the class with questions and engage more. Good morning. Okay, so that class starts. What you get from being able to tune into a person's energetic field, an animal's energetic field, like let's look at his, like what is going on with this monster? Roy, he's just being so curious right now. He has so much yellow and orange around him, and it's very thick and it's very bright. So it lets me know he doesn't need anything right now. He's not in a moment of need. He's not hungry. He doesn't need rest. He's like really full across the board. That yellow is curiosity. It's I need to know what's going on. I need to get into that. I need to touch that texture. So he's in exploration mode. He's staring me down from underneath the camera. And that orange, bright orange, is creativity. So that's feeding the curiosity of I need to know. So it's really ramped up right now. So if I was free and not doing the live stream with you, I'd probably set up a puzzle. I'd probably take this time to do like a short training lesson because I have his attention. Right now, he will give attention, but we're not giving him attention right now because it's you and me time. And this is probably going to throw him off. It's biting my hands. So when you can perceive the energy, even around your plant or an inanimate object, you can collect the information off of it. Not only when you are perceiving the energy around a person, like I say not only, like you can perceive the energy, but it's also going to a real time happening in the person's chakra systems. And perceive the health or the shine, the energy around the person, you get a play by play of what their chakra system is doing. When you get really in to reading the frequencies that you're picking up on, you can then tell what's going on with the person mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. And yes, you can see if they're lying. Yes, you can see if they're a chameleon and just kind of presenting one thing to you and having something else in the background. I say see because that's my strongest sense. But if you are a feeler, you would be able to feel that. If you were a knower, claircognizant, you would be able to know that instantly. But I believe, hands down, it's definitely a tool that every highly sensitive person needs to have in their first aid kit of life, to help them out. So it'll help with your energy awareness and how you want to preserve your energy. Now, you could say protection, you could say filter. Still, there's some people out there, I think, that like to use defense. Like, I need to defend my energy and I need to protect myself. And there are some wild things happening in the world right now, not just wars and misunderstandings, but there are restructuring of governments and healthcare systems and educational systems, and so much is going on. And I'm talking the world in general. So to be able to be absolutely aware of what that energy is and where you stand with it, I think is key. I do believe that the majority of people are really good doing this with their mental energy. Here are my thoughts. This is my opinion. This is how I'm associating to it. But it's all in a mental body energy. And that's just a portion of the energy that you carry around you. Like, you have so much going on for you. So if we're just training ourselves to be mentally prepared for whatever's going on, your emotional body might just flip flop and flounder. It might spike and roll over, and like it just react in ways where you're like, I don't even know what's going on. Like, something must be wrong with me. And you go like attacking your own personal health or your status, like, what's wrong with this? You try to figure it out. Might not be you at all. It could be exterior of your energy, even though we're all made of one. I'm going to talk about other and self, exterior, interior, just to help with the language. So it could be influenced from outside in, but you're owning it as yours, and then you're attacking yourself because you don't have the strength to manage it, understand it, connect to it. Well, of course you can't. It doesn't belong to you. So it's important that you are able to identify your energy and what it is saying, as well as otherly energy. And then you can apply that self-protection. It's more than just the mental energy today. Come on, we're high frequency beings now. We need to start acting like it and engage with the mental body, emotional body, spirit body, physical body. So when you're able to read or perceive subtle light energy, what takes place, and this is kind of the first thing I notice in class, or when somebody in the world is like, oh man, I'm starting to see colors, or I sense this energy, or have a feeling when I go into that room and I know it's not mine. Okay, that's just being aware of subtle light energy. That's what I'm talking about right now. So I noticed that they recognize energy patterns or imprints that don't belong to them. They're now able to go, oh, mine, yours. Mine, yours. And it helps the sensitive person navigate the world with greater ease. Now you can go out in a crowd. I'll just say that in a general sweeping statement because not everybody can, but most likely you can be around people or go to a party or be somewhere that has lots of thick energy, because you can say mine, other, internal, external. And then if you're picking up something, you can then begin to identify that that energy imprint or that pattern doesn't belong to you. It's a hitchhiker. It's something that you weren't aware of and you just kind of collected it. And not all collecting of energy elsewhere is, we're going to use dualistic terms here, bad or good. I want to try to get away from it because I don't want to get you thinking of like, oh gosh, like I really have to be clean and clear on just me. You can collect or merge or receive energy imprints and patterns from others, external world, animal companion who is now lovingly looking out the window like he's on some wild long cruise and like in a dream state, which is hysterical. Um, that you can connect and collect from that, and it can enhance inner. It's almost like you're trying on clothes, and you try and clothes that fit, and you also try and clothes that don't fit, and you put the clothes back that don't fit, and you purchase or hold on to the ones that do fit well. That's great. We do that energetically, but if you're not aware that you're doing it, you'll also keep the clothes that don't fit, and you'll carry them and you'll try to make them fit, and then you'll be upset at yourself that they don't fit. And it gets into a little vicious cycle. When we look at healing techniques, being able to work, manipulate, change, which is the definition of healing, energy, such as energy techniques like Reiki or pranic healing, what this does, it'll help strengthen and clear out your own field because you have a relationship with it and you're tuning into it. So you know where you are, and you know what's being worked on by you. You know what is lifted or weighted down, what belongs to you, what doesn't belong to you, because you've built an intimate relationship with the energy. He's back. He's back from his cruise. What did you see on your cruise? Just purring. It was good, wasn't it? Did you drink champagne? No response. He probably had too much. Just silly love bug. He's going to sleep, I hope. Oh, it's super helpful to recognize what energy is yours. Yeah, when you're out and about, says Cheryl. I agree. The clothes that do or don't fit are in your closet, Amora. Hopefully all the clothes that do fit. So when we start to look at frequencies that belong, don't belong, internal, external, self, other, even though we're all made of the same thing, it's okay for us to have some language about what's really feeding your journey and what's not feeding your journey. This doesn't mean good or bad, right or wrong. This is just, thank you. Did I just get a random kiss? Thank you. That was so lovely. Okay. Okay. Let's just pause as my heart like just melts. When we do that, we start to understand our mood shifts, our thought shifts, our physical shifts, and we'll look at that as a part of a work in progress rather than something's wrong and I have to fix it. Like when we're aware of subtle light energy, we naturally climb out of the concept that the body is mechanical and that if something is wrong, that we have to cut it out, take it out, and put a new one in and fix it. Like we are not machines, we're fluid. And the more that we look at energy, which is fluid, the more we learn and discover that for ourselves. So that's really big and important. I really wish you could see. I don't think you can see. He's just like so sweet right now. Okay. We could turn it into the Leroy show. See if he'll stay up. I don't know if he will. Hi, Vivi. That little boopy was so cute. When we pay attention to energy and we're able to read it and understand it more, it helps us stay stronger as an energy sensitive person. So I've mentioned this in metaphor different times already today, but when we're able to connect to our energetic field, aka aura, otherwise known as our aura, our energy field, our auric field. Is that just the two terms? I made it sound like it was way more. We'll just stay with the two. That we begin to build an ability to tap into a warning sign. Like we get little alarms, and you get little alarms right now, and you get them every day, and they show up different every day. They can show up as a, God, he's going to go to sleep. They can show up as a physical sensation, like your heart skips a beat, your stomach does butterflies, you are hesitant, you pause, and you're like, why aren't I doing this right away? Like, why do I just like feel like I have to hold my breath? Oh my God, breath is such a wonderful thing to pay attention to. If you are holding your breath, you are hesitant to move into a situation. If you are sighing too much, your inhale is longer than your exhale. Like this all means something, but we haven't really been taught that as younger adults. So it's not something that we really look for as giving ourselves information or clarity about where we are. So it just kind of goes to the wayside. But when we tune into our energy, we'll begin to develop these warning signals, these like little aha moments of going, Jamie, you shouldn't do this. Or Jamie, get up right now and go do that. Like you have to go. And you just listen to it. And it's not like having an exterior voice inside of your head telling you what to do. It's like a larger part of yourself that now has the stage or a microphone or an ability to speak up about what they need or what they think is best going on. He's out. I'm just so funny. he did miss me so much when I was on the retreat. And he grew like a whole pound while I was away in 10 days. Oh my gosh. Okay. When we get those little warning signs, when the other aspects of you, besides the mental body, talking the emotional body, spirit body, physical body, get to speak up loudly, they begin to contribute to your overall balance, your overall ease, like that being in the flow kind of a thing. Okay, guys. Who knows where he's going? Not on the computer. Nope. Nope. Do you want to see yourself? Okay. I thought this would be entertaining. And it is. I wonder what this looks like on your end. Crazy lady doing her best with a wild, large kitten. All right. We knew he was going to do it. Why didn't I just take him down? I don't know. There he goes. Now he's going to sleep. Done. When we pick up on those cues, it starts to give us a balance. So this is really nice when we go into energy healing, like Reiki, and you tap into your own energy, you can restore balance for yourself. Like you like his crazy ears. I don't know which way is he. He does have some big ear tufts. You can tune into your energy and check in about where it's depleted or what's going on and jumpstart it, just like you jumpstart a car. Like in our 21 days of Serve and Nurture Reiki that started today, I loved how in the session at the end, they said, and please join me with this, take your right hand and put it on your solar plexus, which is right beneath the curve of your ribs. And then take your left hand and put it just beneath your belly button. It's almost like your thumb is resting where your belly button is. So those two places, beautiful places on the human body. The right hand has positive current energy. The solar plexus runs positive current energy. The left hand runs negative current energy. Now, positive and negative here don't mean good and bad, right or wrong, day or night. It's a quality of energy. Positive current energy is like a beam of light, a laser light. It's constant. Negative current energy moves, it pulses, it flickers. And so it fluctuates. So constant, fluctuating energy. That's two of the three qualities of energy that we have in our body. The third one being neutral energy. Doesn't have a charge either way. Oh, Amora says, I do this all the time. It's so interesting. So when we anchor a positive current energy to a positive current chakra, negative to negative, it's like taking jumper cables in your car to jumpstart the battery, get it going, wake it up. So when you anchor in the body like this, even if you're feeling tired or your digestive system feels slow, whatever sign you're picking up on, it could be a wandering mind. There's so many things that it could be. You can anchor in and jumpstart your energy. So you're looping your energy back into itself so that it can self-regulate, self-check, and rebuild and flush. It's as simple as that. Tiffany, thank you so much for the financial energy. I know who that pair is for. You know, Colleen is jumping up and down right now. There's the man, the workout pair. All right. So in being able to identify like little warning signs, like this isn't you, check out what's going on. Like keep abreast, keeps you in the present moment. And being able to connect and recharge your energy on your own, all of this helps build this resilience. And at this time, highly sensitive people in the world, we need some resilience. You hear me? I think you feel me. Hi, everyone, just joining. We're talking about the tools that you need as a highly sensitive person, and I'm talking about two specifically. Understanding your auric field, being able to perceive subtle light energy and read the information that comes from it, and energy healing. So that's manipulating, moving, changing, which is called healing. Yeah. Okay. Now that we have the ability to stay resilient because we're in the present moment with our energy, we can take that in a day-to-day pattern. And what will happen is, as an energy sensitive, you won't find that you're on this roller coaster. You'll step out of managing what's happening in your life, preparing. Like, I need to really prepare for what's about to happen because I might not be able to handle it and I need a plan B. Like, I am all about a plan B, guys. Like, have something on the backup side, because as a sensitive person, you just don't know when your limit is going to be hit. And if you don't have the skills yet to talk about it and advocate for yourself, then having a plan B, I think, is very supportive and helpful. I'm not about lying or pulling the wool over somebody's eyes, but I am about supporting you in, like, being able to feel confident and safe in your skills and to be able to take care of your own sensitivities. Like, we need that. We don't need to persevere anymore. Let's not put our heads down and just make things happen. It's like we're wearing off, we're eroding our natural sensitivities and we're becoming tough. Oh, the world we're going into doesn't need us to be tough. It needs us to be aware of our sensitive abilities. So we're doing it. We're doing it, guys. And sensitive abilities, I mean, you could say intuition, psychic abilities. You could name them clairsentient, claircognizant, clairvoyant. You could just call them all these things. So when we are grounded in our sensitivities, and we can use it on a day-to-day basis, we step out of managing our life. We step out of the risk assessment, and we naturally start to step into the I'm in complete control over myself, so I am great wherever I go. And no matter what you're stepping into, you have the natural, like, support of all of who you are, your mental body, which is usually what runs the game these days when we go into conversation and, you know, anything of that nature, exchanges of energy, emotional body, your physical body, and your spiritual body. So all of those are speaking and you're listening. That's what it means to be a highly sensitive person. You're including all of it and you're coming into it, and you can go anywhere now and you're not going to have to manage things because you fully understand that you're in control over yourself. And that's the one thing that you are responsible for. And if you're getting somewhere where it's too much for you, or you're tired, or you're hungry, you can just step back and do it. Now, the 3D self has been trained. Do not advocate for yourself if it is going to step on somebody else's toes. Okay, at least that's the way it is in the South here. And I was raised by a very polite, loving, and generous mother. And I learned a lot of those traits. And a lot of those traits meant that I had to give up what I needed to make sure that somebody else was taken care of first. And then I could meet my needs behind the closed door or when there was time at the end of the day, if there was some time at the end of the day. And it was a lot for me to learn through and grow out of as an adult. So when we pay attention to our sensitivities, it takes us into, let's call it a higher vibe personality, a 5D existence, whatever your terms are, uh, evolution, awareness. You don't even have to put any words on it. Self-care, that's a great one. Self-love, I like these. So you don't think about the other person. It's not like you ignore them, but you just say, in great communication, hey, I know you've got some plans. I'm actually starving, so I need to step out, take care of myself. Would love to meet back up with you. What would that look like? Is that possible? And then the other person begins to see that, oh, it wasn't anything that they did. They're not taking it personal because you're advocating for self. You're speaking from I. This is all that compassionate communication, which I love, love. And then you can easily take care of yourself and not create more issues to have to manage later or wounds to have to apologize for. I'm so sorry. I love to feed myself. I'm so sorry that hurt your feelings. No, You're not sorry. You took care of yourself. You must have been so pleased and happy that you had the ability, the strength, the know-how, the means, all of it. Like, come on, let's own up to what's really happening. So when we get into those places, it's not so much about managing anymore, but it's this joy of living your life. And what's wild is a side effect that comes from just learning these two things: reading auras, perceiving and reading them, and energy healing, is you gain so much freedom in your life. It is a weird sense of freedom. Like, you think, yes, I have a freedom of choice. I can say yes or no. But it's something different when you're really connected to your own energy and you have this awareness of who you are and what's happening, and how to really tend to and love self. And it just provides freedom across the board, because you'll recognize there is nothing in this world that is making you do anything. Nothing in this world that's making you do anything. It's all a choice of yours. So, like, what are you choosing? If you're not consciously choosing, then you might feel like somebody else pressured you to do it or told you to do it, or you couldn't be who you wanted to because the system said you had to do it that way. But no, that was you just blindly agreeing or complying to something that you didn't resonate with. So guess what? It's on you. It's on you. Ouch. She said that so aggressively. It's on you. Tiffany says that course has helped me so much in my life. The language helps so much. The compassionate communication course, I love it. Yes, Tiffany, we're our own boss. That's it. That's it right there. And that's where all the freedom comes from. And it's wild living through that. I love it. And with that freedom, you start to develop, like, simultaneously. It's not like a process. It just kind of all rolls in together, like you're making a recipe in the kitchen, And with the freedom comes in this confidence, this trust in self. And you're like, oh my God, that worked. I spoke up. I spoke about what I needed and it worked. I advocated for my sensitivities, what my energy needed, what my body said it needed, because I'm listening to all of it. I'm not just listening to my mind that's possibly been trained by a parent or another care provider or a culture, a system to behave a certain way. I'm actually really authentically operating from my own, dare I say, essence. Operating from my own essence. um, Nancy says, feeling earth energy. It's my life story. Yes. It's your jam, says Tiff. I love it. So when we get this confidence and we start to trust our abilities, this is going to spread out to other things, a lot of other things, such as all of your other intuitive abilities, your other psychic abilities, not just the connection you have with your body, with your mind, with your emotions, with your spirit body. I'm talking the way that you can collect information from the air around you, because the air is subtle light energy and it carries information and you can just pluck it like low-hanging fruit. So why not? Learn how to do it. Observe, collect. And then you have your own operating system of what you're going to take, what you're going to leave behind, how you want to navigate that information. It's all about you. It's wonderful. So when we get that confidence, then we begin to become, this contradicts itself, but I don't know what words to use. So if you're here, where's he going? If you're here and you have better words for it, there he is. Let me know. It's like we become more sensitive, but not sensitive. Do you see what I'm saying? You're like, no, Jamie, do this again. When we get confident in our psychic intuitive abilities and our energy awareness, we become more sensitive to the world around. We're more aware. We know that table or desk or wallpaper, that cat, that tree, that plant, everything has a voice, it has consciousness, it has communication, it has purpose. We become more sensitive to that, but it doesn't overwhelm us in the way that it used to when we discovered we were a highly sensitive person. That's what I mean. It's like, what? So I want to help you get there because your journey is a part of my journey and vice versa. We are in this together. The more people who discover their other senses with an S, not just my, intuitive, my sixth sense that gets tacked on. I think a sixth sense isn't really that other thing that hangs out on the side. I've said this before with you guys. It's more like your traditional five senses, but the heightened way that you use it. So that's 5 extra right there. So that's 10. Our 10 senses. So I don't know what he's doing. So when we get there, we build our confidence, we become more aware of the energy around us without being overwhelmed, then we can get into living that way every day, every single day. And it's not like it's not like you're putting effort out to do it. It's not like you have to say, well, okay, I have to get up and do this ritual. I have to dedicate my attention, my thought or my emotions or my prayer into this aspect so that I can then be XYZ. It's about having your whole life and your whole body support you for exactly who you are and where you're going. The storyline is flipping. Do you see the character or characteristics changing a bit as we're leaving a lower frequency realm or area and evolving into something just a little bit more high vibe, high frequency? The approach is going to be different. All right. What's nice with Reiki, energy healing, being able to work with your energy, is that you scan your energy. You can do it on a daily basis. You can scan yourself, scan animals, scan, we're going to make up a word, scan plants, inanimate objects, people at a distance, anything. You can do relationships that way. And when you do this, you collect information from scanning that subtle light energy. And that information, you can connect to it, understand it more through your practice of reading subtle light energy. So like the two go hand in hand really, really well. It's also a really practical tool for anything in your life that is outside of the resonance you want to be in. Like if you clock your knee on a cast iron clawfoot tub, like somebody did recently and fell to the ground and cried and screamed for a while. Okay, I didn't scream, I grunted. It hurt so bad. Reiki, it didn't swell. I had Colleen do pranic healing on it. It barely bruised. It was amazing, but you couldn't touch it. But it looked totally fine when really it should have looked like swollen with a knot and all these things. Like you can give energy to self to help it come back into homeostasis. Can you please tell us why it's important, says Fluffy Pancake, why to keep our fingers together while doing energy healing? Mitten hands. Is that what you're talking about, Fluffy? There's all kinds of theories. Mitten hands versus jazz hands when doing Reiki or energy healing. Well, what's interesting, if you can see energy, it's the most wild light show and it's so much fun. Our fingers shine energy out the tip. They're like little laser light flashlights. It's true. This one does a neutral current energy, doesn't have positive or negative charges. This one is negative. This one is positive current energy. This one is negative current energy, positive current energy. So when the fingers are loose, those qualities of the charges are coming out independently. Because you can imagine strings coming off your fingertips. But when we pair them together, some of you know what this is. When we pair positive and negative together, it creates a balance, it creates a neutral. So we have a neutral set, and a neutral set. So if we put them all together, we have a neutral set of energy that's coming out, which is in that prism of neutral energy, you can take from it positive, consistent currency of energy and negative, fluctuating current of energy. But when we are offering or channeling energy to a source, coming at it from a neutral, which this is neutral hand, mitten hands, it's easier for the receiver to collect it and then decide what they're going to do with that energy. Truth wave, I was waiting for that. Live long and prosper. It is the Vulcan way. Fluffy's like, oh my God, now the middle finger gives us a very different outlook now. That might be the first time I've gotten to flip anybody off in a long time, but I was just showing you it's positive. Gregor's like, wait, positive good, negative bad? Nope. Let me get in your mind, Gregor, and let me just peel that thin layer off that tells you that's what the definition is of this. We're just going to separate it. In this case, positive current energy is consistent. It's like the sun, always shining. Negative current energy is like the moon. When we see it, she changes her face, even though she's a consistent little, celestial being. The light that reflects off of her is different, so it fluctuates. So it's just the extreme ways that we as humans manipulate and require energy. And neutral is the absence of and the presence of all. But keep them together. Yeah, when working on yourself. Yes, unless you're doing a specific technique and energy that requires you to palmistry, right? That requires you to use energy to cut away, like where you're manipulating energy. This is like with a Vogel crystal or with a point or a termination on a crystal, that you can run your energy through it and use it to project that energy to kind of cut away. So it's almost like surgery. This is where we're going back to the body is mechanical. And if something, is not resonating with you, we just kind of cut it out, take it out, and, let the energy recollect, self-organize. But we're going to take out what wasn't working. This makes sense. Someone mentioned each finger representing a different planet. It does. All the way from, I believe it's Jupiter to Mercury. Thanks for the sobering reality check. I hear you saying have integrity that's soft yet firm. Not mushy squishy doormat, but protected golden doorway between the material and the spiritual. I'm understanding why your name is Artist in the Wild. Beautifully written. Yes, that's it. Like, bring it together. Not mushy. Very sensitive, very aware of all, but to the point also where you're not overwhelmed with it. You can hold it. So our bandwidth for perceiving and engaging with all the information that's available is stronger. And it's stronger by learning at least two of the tools that, in my personal opinion, you need. You need to be able to perceive energy and to get the information that it's sharing. If you do that, yay. If you want to learn more about that, or if you want to begin that journey, join me. I love teaching this. We take it slow with lots of humor, lots of homework, lots of practice. And we're going to start on October 8th. We finish up at the end of January. It is recorded. So if you can't make it to a class, you can watch the recording. And we have a lot of we have 6 weeks that you take for downtime. So through American holidays, so Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, you have time to practice, and then we gather back and we talk about what we learned. And if you want to learn Reiki, you can join me this Saturday for level 1. This would be awesome. I mean, just jump on in, come join me. It's remote. And we hang out for 4 hours and we go through tons of stuff. I teach modern and traditional Reiki in one class so that you know the difference. But if you want to receive Reiki, I would say join the 10 days deep cleanse. We're going to clean the energy every day for an hour. 45 minutes together on a live stream. So you'll get to see and you can communicate with me, no problem. And then I'll do 15 minutes at night. And so those 15 minutes are remote, but I'm checking into your energy every 12 hours for 10 days and talk about some changes happening. I love this stuff so much. Leroy, where'd you go? Where did you go? He's like a ghost. Oh, he's laying down. My office is a bit of a mess. Just got back from teaching a retreat, but there he is. I didn't realize he went through the other side because it's reversed on the camera. Oh yeah, you come join classes. And if I'm not the one that resonates with you, but you love coming to the live streams and chatting it up with me, do the research. Find someone who works for you, somebody that you feel comfortable with, that you can ask any question to. I will say, if you're hanging out and you have a teacher or a guru who just kind of stops your questions or belittles your question, or it makes you feel like, I'm kind of stupid for asking that, I shouldn't even have asked, then I would like for you to go, maybe that teacher's not for me, because I've got curiosities and questions that they're not in alignment with or they don't see as important. But for my journey, it is. And so find somebody that you can just ask all of your questions to and really get into the material. Yeah, all the links of classes that I talked about. We'll even put up the compassionate communication, even though it's not for a while. I don't think it's up there right now, but we'll put it up there in the below. So I thought at the beginning I had 4, and I can't remember the 4th one. I thought it might have been the breath work, but it's not. Talked about reading auras, 4 tools that I think are just absolutely necessary. Reading auras, getting the information from subtle light energy, absolutely. Healing techniques, working and manipulating, changing energy. Compassionate communication. And the 4th one's just not coming back to me. So I guess I'm going to autocorrect myself and say that there are 3. And in the future, I will take notes. Sheldon, you named your gray cat Ghost. Hi, Judy. You're saying Jamie's an excellent teacher. No matter what experience you have, you will benefit from her classes. Thank you, Judy. That's really kind. Judy does not make any money off of her comments. So it's really nice. Hey, from dance to presence. Straight up. Okay. Jamie, I sometimes, while praying, I see, white layers like smoke coming out of my fingers. So is this the energy you're referring to? Yes, it is. I saw this many times. Yes, it is. And sometimes it might have a little bit of a color to it, like a hue, or sometimes it looks clear, but it's like a gas fume, and you can see the warpedness of like where the gas is, where the light is, but it doesn't come with a color. That is the energy that runs through your body. You naturally shine light out of every chakra in your body. You have 7 main ones, 6 main ones in your body, and the 7th one we like to talk about a lot is above the body. Those are just the basics. And you have secondary chakras, palms of hand, soles of feet, knees, hips, elbows, shoulders, jaw, and big joints. And then in every little joint, you have a secondary chakra, which is just a gathering of light. And they shine in all directions. Tips of your fingers shine, tips of your toes shine, the top of your head shines, the base of your spine shines. And all of this shining is what helps create the layers in your auric field that you can perceive, whether that's seeing, hearing, knowing, smelling, tasting, however you do it, feeling. And then you can collect the information from it. And really, it's like reading somebody's personalized book. You get to know what's going on with them, what's happening in their world, what's going on in their body. It's so exciting. Oh, thank you, Fluffy Pancake. Thank you. Lily Rose, how do you feel about orbs? An orb class would be nice. I like orbs. I don't think that all of them are spirit. A lot of them are dust particles or bugs that reflect light. But I think that would be fun to do orb class, and we could talk about the distinctions of those. Amora said, I was seeing flashes of white light recently, and I'm thinking it's Metatron. Re-listened to their session, and they said they do that. I absolutely agree. Big time. Lily Rose, they have intelligence and orbs. The orbs have intelligence, and this way we could physically see the energy. Well, some of it. Yeah, some of it. That is true. They carry intelligence and healing. Fluffy Pancake says, question, what's the true difference between pineal gland and third eye? Well, the third eye is actually associated to the pituitary gland, and the pituitary gland sits right next to the pineal gland. The pineal gland is associated with the crown chakra above, and the pineal gland, it's like the psychedelic center of the endocrine glands. Half of you are probably laughing, the other half are like, what? The pineal gland kind of looks like a little baby pine cone. And in the frequencies that the pineal gland holds, it's the highest set of frequencies that the physical body works with or navigates with. So if we apply consciousness or focused mental, emotional thoughts, feelings into that direction, it is a doorway up and out into other dimensional planes. It really is our internal portal. Third eye is where our psychic abilities lay. So this is how we navigate higher frequencies in our five senses. So traditional five senses really resonate: throat, heart, solar, all the other chakras. But when we get to third eye, it's that heightened intuition and sixth sense ability. I hope that helps. Well, I have something that I need to jump into, and I've kept you much longer than I thought we would, but I really like this. And of course, we did have some technical difficulties. If it was it wasn't technical, so it'd be a catical difficulty. It's asleep. He is asleep with his face down. Want to see some absolutely cool orbs, go to Mount Shasta. If you want to learn more about orbs, like Amora, that's a good question, but I'm not getting a quick hit on it. Dan Drazen, rhymes with raisin, has a website, and you can find him, and he has done a lot of photography and film and has written a book about photographed phenomena, and he talks a lot about orbs. But we also have a the lighter side show with Dan. That's going to be coming out on Next Level Soul, I do believe. I don't know when the release is, but that will be coming up. Gregor, I'm going to take this last one before I say goodbye. Do left-handed people and right-handed people have different energies? I work with kids and do notice difference between left and right-handed kids. Yes, they do. They really do. But it's not so drastic. So right-handed people, and you'll find ambidextrous people as well, or people who've been like myself. I grew up dyslexic. I wrote with both hands, and I think it's because I didn't know which hand to put the pen in, so I just learned both. And then I was told to use my right. But then when I do sports, I am what they call goofy footed or left handed in sports. Like it just didn't fall all to one side or another. Um, but the more you use one side of the body, whether it's for handwriting or dominant in sports or whatever, that currency of energy becomes more familiar to you. And so, right side, positive current energy, which does not mean good, it just means constant like the sun. That kind of energy is, it's about leadership, it's about staying in control, it's about future focus, it's about a lot of mental body energy. So it has all this in it. For the left hand, negative current energy, which does not mean bad. Negative current energy is that fluctuating energy. This is going to sit with the emotional body, with the fluid, not fixed, fluctuating change. So you might notice that left-handed people are more observing and passive before engaging, because they're more bonded with that type of energy. See, I love we're all so different. Mercy is the same. Do it with the right hand, everything else with the left. Playing sports. Yes, same with holding the knife and the fork. It's opposite. Yeah, it's wild, isn't it? Guys, I really love these conversations. If you like the content, you like being here, and you feel supported by it, do give us a thumbs up and like. And if you haven't subscribed yet, you can do so at your will and hit the notification bell, which will let you know when we go live. It looks like we're doing it more on Wednesdays now than Fridays, but we try to show up here at least once a week. And I will soon be with the YouTube members. We're doing our healing today. We're doing a guided meditation today. Yay! Guided meditation. So I can't wait to see you there for that shortly. And for everyone else, thank you so much for being here. Remember, it's not woo-woo. It's true. Take care, everyone. Bye.